Hey my YouTube friends and family, this is Sergeant Kevin Watson, the Noble Cop, and welcome back to my channel. Now if this is the first time you are seeing this channel, if this is your first time to this channel, please click on that subscription button, click on the little notification bell so that you won't ever miss a video. Like and share this video, alright? So today I want to talk to you about scams, job scams. Yeah, job scams, and a very interesting story to share with you as it relates to my own experience with job scams. As most of you may know, or some of you may not know, I am a police officer from Jamaica, now attending school abroad. Should I tell you where I am? No, I don't think I'm ready for that. Now imagine this. I have been investigating lottery scamming and other types of fraud for many years. I would say over 7 years. And it is quite ironic that I almost got scammed by a foreign scammer. Not even the scammer from my own country, but a foreign scammer. Anyway guys, I want to share this little story because I figure that this may help someone out there who, an international student or persons who are looking jobs and may come across these scams, types of scams. There are persons who perhaps have fallen for these scams, and so I want to get right into it. I want to make my story short and spicy. Alright guys, so my story. Alright, so this is it. One of the things that I tried to do when I just came into this country was to get a job, a part-time job, as many international students. You know, many of us, like myself, who have left a full-time job back home to attend school full-time, find it very difficult to cope without something to do part-time, to put a little change in the pocket, right? I have responsibilities both here and back home, and so I applied for a job online. I was contacted by about 3 companies and I went on 2 interviews. Anyway, cut a long story short, when I went on these interviews, I realized that these persons wanted full-time workers, and so I advised them that I had already made commitment to school and I can't work full time. As a matter of fact, I can only work 20 hours per week. So I could not accept any of the offers. I was told that I was, my resume was impressive, the interviews went well, but when it came on to basically outlining the hours that I'd be required to do, I realized that I could not take any of those jobs. Right? And so the quest continued. A very short time after, I was contacted by another so-called company called Split Rock Automation. And I want to be accurate here, so I actually saved the files, the communication between myself and this so-called recruiter from this company. And so let me share the first email that I received, and this is what the email said. My name is Jessica. My assistant found your resume on Indeed. I hope you don't mind that I am contact you. grammar problem right there. So usually when I receive emails like this with grammatical errors, I mean emails that are supposed to be professional, and I see these kinds of grammatical error, then of course my suspicion is risen. And so it continues by saying, our company want to offer you few regular vacancies in your city. We have part-time and full-time schedule. Experience does not matter because you will have a trial period during which we will conduct free training. Alright, we value all our employees, and therefore together with the pleasant workflow you will get the following benefits: medical, personal and parental leave, plus 20 days on vacation per year. Tuition reimbursement, health and safety insurance, personal home office, and the email continued. And then the person said, sincerely, Jessica Elham, Chief Executive Manager, Split Rock Automation Executive. Right? I did not respond to that email actually, but the person contacted me a second time. Hello, job seeker Kevin Watson. How are you? Do you remember me? My name is Jessica. My assistant found your resume on job board. I hope you don't mind that I'm writing to you. A few days ago, we was writing to you, another grammatical error, with a job offer and still waiting for your answer. If you're interested, please write to me. Each vacancy specifically for your city. Reply to me for more information. All right, so I said, all right, I need a job. I was very suspicious about these emails, but I figured that, you know what, let me just respond and see what this is all about. That's what I did, right? And so I replied and said, all right, I'm interested in finding out what the job is all about. I was presented with a number of different job positions that they have available, and I should choose one. There was one there which basically was a position that has to do with some collections manager. I outlined that I would be interested in that one. They also sent me what I'd call a pre-interview form for me to fill out. Now this thing looks so legitimate. It has a nice letterhead. I actually did some research online about the company. I could not find a lot of information. So I figured it was a fairly new company. But I did find the website, and the website looked legitimate. I could definitely see that person's put effort into this website to make it look so professional and legitimate. So at this point, I was like, probably it is a legitimate job. And when I think about the grammatical errors in the emails I received, I was like, well, some persons are not very good at English, and I'm in a country which is very diverse. People from all over the world who speak different languages, and some of these persons are not very good at English. And so I was like, all right, let me overlook that. I uploaded this pre-interview questionnaire, and the so-called recruiter replied and say, okay, well, we like your resume, we like the experiences that you have, and so on, and we're going to be arranging a phone interview, but this phone interview is going to be in the form of text messages. They had asked me to download this program called Telegram. It's a program similar to WhatsApp, one of those messenger program like WhatsApp. Now, the interview that was done over Telegram started very strange. I want to be very accurate, so I want to share the first conversation that I had with this person in this so-called interview, right? All right, let me find it. All right, guys, so so I really wanted to find the text conversation between this so-called recruiter and myself. So this person said, during the trial period, you need to use your account. We have created an application to the bank to open a corporate account for you from our company. And now it is being considered in the bank. The corporate account should be ready by the end of the next week. Until then, you will use your personal bank account. Please read all. I wait for your answer as well as your question if you do not understand something. When this person sent me this message, my suspicion grew significantly, because I was like, what kind of a company is this? However, as an investigator, a fraud investigator, I really wanted to know more about what these persons were up to. I really wanted to find out more. And so I continued to entertain this person. Another question that this person asked during our conversation that I found really strange is when the person asked me, do you use Bitcoin before? Another very weird way of asking a question. Do you use Bitcoin before? So I said, I've never used Bitcoins personally, but I'm familiar with how it works. And so the person said, do you have any questions? I said, what about the banking regulations? How do you deal with that with regards to using my personal account to do business? The person says your bank account will be used for about 2 to 3 transactions. As the trial period ends, you will receive a corporate account. A corporate account. Now, why would somebody from a company open a corporate account in my name? I do not understand. Very strange. But I think a lot of these persons believe that everyone is gullible. One of the things that I know about Bitcoin is that it is virtual currency, it is unregulated, and it is highly volatile. It cannot be traced. And I know that a lot of criminals in the criminal underground use Bitcoin to conduct transactions. Now, I'm not saying that Bitcoins are not used to conduct legal transactions, but my knowledge of Bitcoin is that it is used for illegal activities. And so, at this point, I knew something was up, but I really wanted to find out more. So during the continued conversation with this person who portrayed themselves to be a woman, right? Because there was this picture, profile picture of a Caucasian woman looking very professional, called Jessica Ham, basically told me, okay, to start off with our Bitcoin training, we are going to transfer $1,905 to your account, your personal bank account. The so-called recruiter did not ask me for my bank account information, because then, I would have stopped it right there. Nor did they ask me for my social insurance number or any other personal identification information. Well, they did ask me for my email address. I felt like I could have shared my email address with them, because really and truly it did not matter. My email address, well, I have several email addresses, and basically I try to be as secure as I possibly can. But my email address was connected to e-interact feature that Scotiabank here has. And so what I did was to send that person my email address. That is all they needed to send the money. But I was very curious. I wanted to see what they were up to. And so I sent them the email address. And guys, shortly thereafter, $1,905 was sent to my bank account. I was like, wow, this person actually sent me $1,905. Anyway, the instruction was that I should withdraw the $1,905. I should use $105 as expenses to travel, and the $1,800 I should go to the nearest Bitcoin machine. They asked me for the general area that I was in, and then they told me where the closest Bitcoin machine was. And guys, I did not even know that there were dedicated Bitcoin machines. Just like how you have ATM machines that you can go and withdraw cash from, you have Bitcoin machines that you can go to and purchase Bitcoins with cash. And so essentially what this person was asking me to do was to withdraw that physical money and buy virtual money, and then send them a special barcode that they could retrieve the money from cyberspace. Now guys, that in itself, straight up, I realized was a scam. And so that was when I decided that no. And so I replied to this person and I said, listen, this is a scam. This is a scam, and I will be reporting this. I will be assisting the police to make sure that you guys are arrested, that justice is served. And this person replied and said, you know, you need to follow instructions or we will be calling the police. Is it that you want to steal our money? I said, well, I did not ask you to send me any money. I said, I will be reporting this to the police. I will be showing this conversation that we're now having to the police. I sent this person a link to one of my videos where I arrested some scammers. And I basically said, this is what I'll be doing to you. It was crazy, guys. Guys, that was it. That was the last I heard from these persons. The bank contacted me about it. And I went into the bank and explained to them the situation. And they said, boy, Mr. Watson, you are very smart, because a lot of international students have fallen for these job scams. So guys, you have to be careful of these scams, especially my fellow international students. I would say, guys, be careful. I hope this video will assist someone. Do your research before you engage any of these so-called recruiters. I've actually made a list of some signs that you can look out for, you know, as it relates to online job scams. The warning signs. Number one is that if you're offered a job without an application or interview. Another thing that you're to look out for is that if the company asks you to wire money or ask you for your credit card information. In my case, the person had asked me to buy Bitcoin and then send them that barcode so that they could retrieve the Bitcoin from cyberspace. So to avoid scams, always check the company name, do your research online, right? Make sure that you check for more than one links referring to the company. Look at any reviews on the company and so on. Normally that can give you an idea, because when I did my research on this particular company, I basically only found the website and there was no other reference online to this company. So I knew something was up from that. I found that out. Watch out for phishing. Phishing refers to emails and website designed to look like they come from well-known and trusted businesses and so on. So you have to look out for these things. Guys, it is very important that we are very skeptical these days. Beware of job scams. Beware when you upload your resume to these online job recruitment agencies, because there are all kinds of unscrupulous persons who will have access to this information. I have learned this. I mean, luckily I had some experience with fraudulent activities, and so I was not quick to fall for this scam. Although ironically, at some point during the process, I started to question the process, and I wondered if it was true. And I feel like that was very dangerous. Anyway, guys, as per usual, thank you for watching this video, and remember to subscribe. Click on that little notification bell. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at The Noble Cop. All right. Until next time, guys. Walk good.